The Cuppa Podcast with Kat Wright.
Welcome to a special episode of Grab a Cuppa. We are talking about Mental Health Awareness Week, and the theme for this year is nature. So we're going to be talking about connecting with nature to improve our mental well-being, such as finding nature where you are, connecting with nature, bring nature to you, get out in nature, and so many different things. But also what I would like to touch upon is something that has affected us all some way or another, and that is COVID-19 and the nation's mental health. So honestly, it has been a very difficult, very hard few months for us all over the world. And I get you. You're not alone. A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people have to be on furlough. A lot of people have lost family and friends and have lost their way of life, as in they affected them some way or another, or people that surrounding them. And according to the Centre for Mental Health .org.uk, they said that the implications of the pandemic are wide-reaching, as COVID-19 has hospitalised nearly 500,000 people in the UK, and 127,000 people have died, and the economy has shrunk significantly. All of this has impacted the mental health of the UK, and they are saying that COVID-19 and the nation's mental health confirms that 10 million people overall, 8.5 million adults and 1.5 million children and young people in England will need support for their mental health as a direct result of the pandemic over the next 3 to 5 years. 3 to 5 years. Imagine that. And the NHS, according to the Centre for Mental Health.org.uk, the NHS is already investing in additional mental health services. The predicted levels of demand are 2 to 3 times that of current mental health NHS capacity within a 3 to 5 year window. And just honestly, this pandemic has affected us physically, affected us mentally. And I really think while some of us will have to stay at home, and some of us going back to work, and it's going to be so hard to adjust to another normality, because I believe that we will not go back to the way things were pre-COVID. I think we will be more careful with social distancing. And to be honest, personally, pre-COVID, I was getting used to meeting new people and giving them a hug. But now, post-COVID, I will be thinking twice about giving someone a cuddle, just in case, because I have physical disabilities too, and I would hate to get the virus and spread or anything like that. That can happen. People can have the virus, not have any symptoms, and spread it. So that is possible as well. And I would hate to be one of those people, and infecting people without my knowledge. I feel so bad, and I am sure that there's a lot of people like myself. So as I was saying, being at home all of these months, and a lot of people being by themselves as well, perhaps being stuck at the desk, 9 while 5, having to work from home in front of a screen. And these things can get tedious, but also it can get pretty lonely. And I understand that. It can get pretty lonely. And so with the subject of nature, I think such a good theme, because I think nature is so important, and there is a lot of research out there to support this fact and how the role of nature can play a big part in supporting and protecting our mental health. But I can understand how for so many of us out there, the being in nature may not be as easy as it sounds, because not all of us have a park nearby or some communal gardens, anything like that, or a beach if you are lucky enough nearby, or any of those things. So what I would like to discuss is how perhaps we can find a patch of green somewhere. So finding nature wherever you are, well, it might be a garden, might be a local park, a near beach, if you are lucky enough, an open countryside. I would love that. Even in cities, sometimes nature can be harder to find, but there are things that you might find, courtyards or gardens, community gardens are quite a thing here in the UK. But I think it's so important to try and notice nature wherever you are, even the smallest things. The smallest things might seem small at the time, but they can make a great impact. Like, stop and listen. The birds. Feel the wind on your face, the sun shining on your face, the rain on your face if it is raining. But also, it's so important to notice these things. Even take 5-10 minutes just to notice the little things around you, and try to notice nature wherever you are, in whatever way is meaningful to you. Get out into nature. Sometimes it can be so hard, but try to spend time visiting natural places. Like, honestly, if there is any beaches or canals or rivers, wetlands, anything like that around you, go for a walk around there if you can. Perhaps take a friend with you or invite your neighbor, obviously socially distanced if it applies to you wherever you are. And honestly, what I like to do, me and my husband, we sometimes just take a flask of tea or coffee and go for a walk in our local park, because it just feels so nice just to go for a little walk and just chat about things with a friend or familiar face. This can help you reduce your risk of mental health problems in the future, lift your mood, and, as I said, help you feel a little better about things. I know, for me, it can be daunting going outside. So it's so important having a familiar face with us if you can, and just trying sometimes it is good. Sometimes when I cannot bear going outside, I am lucky enough to have a little backyard. So to just stop and have a cup of tea and listen to the birds and listen to the rustle of the tree leaves against the wind, and just breathe in, breathe out, and relax. It is easier said than done, and I get it 100%. I am like you. If you are thinking, you're listening to this and thinking, well, you're making it sound so easy, but it isn't. I know this. It is not. But trying and actually getting out of the house, even if it's 5-10 minutes, and trying to do it, that is a big step. Little victories. When you're feeling your lowest, when you're feeling so anxious, depressed, and you feel like the world is on your shoulders and everything is so heavy, Just the fact that you have gotten changed, brushed your teeth, brushed your hair if that applies to you, and you've gone out of the house for 5-10 minutes to do these things, honestly, just pat yourself in the back and just appreciate the little victories. It's so important. Just these little things can make a big difference. And as I was saying, connecting with nature, using your senses, use touch and smell and all of this stuff, taking some quiet time to reflect in your natural surroundings, using all your senses can be an absolute boost to your mental well-being. If you're relaxing in the garden with a cup of tea, or even on your way to work, just listen to the birds and the trees around you and just see what's about. If there is any, butterflies perhaps, anything like that. All of these things in nature can help somehow find a sense of calm and serenity. And if these things don't really apply to you, you could always just bring nature to you. It is hard finding places like this where you live, especially if you are in the busy city centre, or you don't feel safe, or sometimes it is your health. But there's other ways where you can bring nature into your home. Having houseplants is a great way, and vegetables as well. Having something growing in a pot and seeing it grow, and just, I think it really helps. It really helps me. Just having something there, pots of herbs or anything like that, just to give you a start in this. Absolutely. And for people who are lucky enough to have an allotment or a garden or even a balcony, just think how much you can do and make the most of it. Honestly, growing flowers as well is a good way of bringing nature into your home. And my neighbor actually has a bird feeder, and I think that is great as well. And I really like just watching the birds as well. And also, we have seen a few squirrels around here as well. I'm just sitting back and watching all of these things happening around us. I think it is a good way. It is a good start to bring nature into your home. Even if planting is really not your thing, and I get that, you can also, I believe that a way of connecting with nature as well, you can connect through art, as in perhaps watching documentaries or movies, programs, that sort of thing. And also a great way to reflect on nature, see what's around you and around the world. So yes, these things are pretty good. One of my favorite things is exercising outside. Now, I have an array of physical disabilities, and sometimes this is not possible. And I know a lot of people that have been following my work and podcasts and radio shows and this stuff have these issues too. I suffer from fibromyalgia, and quite severely as well, and other things. So sometimes going out exercising, it is not possible, but whenever you can, if you are able to, go do it. Try and do it outside, for a cycle, a short walk, a run, walking and or running outdoors in nature. It can help reduce and prevent your feelings of anger, sadness, tiredness, and all those things. And if you can, try and live in your headphones at home. I think it's really important to listen to the nature sounds around you and just breathe in that fresh air and relax in your run, walk, whichever way you are doing. So sometimes I have seen a lot of people that just run on the road. Why not try to find new routes around you? Maybe if it's just a little bit further away, and bring the green spaces or canal, wherever closer to you. You go over there. I think it's so important as well. Protecting nature as well is one of those things that I really find that is so important. Taking care of something could be a really good way of feeling good. Like your houseplants, your flowers, and vegetables as well. Being self-sustainable is so good, but also in the terms of recycling, because we recycle to, help our environment. We help in our environment. We are helping nature thrive. And by helping nature, we can go in nature and do all these things that I have mentioned before. And instead of driving, just go for a walk. And a lot of people find that joining some sort of like a community conservation cleanup groups and that sort of thing helps them connect with nature and makes you feel good about yourself. And I think that is one of the good ways of giving back to nature, what nature gives back to us almost. And I think another way to look after nature, because nature is absolutely amazing, and do what you can to look after nature in your choices and actions, what you do. And honestly, it's so important to give back to nature, and nature will give back to yourself. And also another thing that I would like to talk about is creativity, how you can combine nature with creativity. So it might sound a little bit complicated, but it isn't really. I guess that these things could include painting pictures of landscapes, animals, plants, that sort of thing, and then noticing the beauty of nature around you. And expressing these things can really help you to find a meaningful and emotional connection to nature. And I really believe that this stays with you till the end of your days. And honestly, all of these things can help you reduce stress and anxiety and improve your overall mood as well. Obviously, sometimes these things are so hard to do, and I really get it, because I am one of those people. Sometimes for me, I wake up and I just cannot do it. I just can't do it, and I physically cannot get out of bed due to depression, anxiety. And if you feel this way, I know exactly how it feels like, especially after this pandemic, and you just feel, what is the point? But the point is to take care of yourself so that you can do the things that make you happy. And for me, is spending time with family makes me happy. Going to concerts, as you might be aware, I love my rock and metal, and going to gigs and festivals makes me happy. And I want to go and do those things as well. And festivals for me is like, it's combining all the things that I love. I love nature, I love music, and festivals are outside with all these things. What's not to like? And due to COVID-19, we were not here in the UK. All of these things are stopped, and they will be coming back soon. We are closer to getting back to a new normal, whatever that may be. We are closer than we were before. And just think about the positive things. Think about the things that are coming, the good things, and use all these tips to help yourself towards an improved mental well-being, because we've all had an absolute shit year. We all have some way or another. We have lost friends, lost family, we lost jobs, we lost money, and a lot of people out there that I have spoken to didn't realize that they suffered from depression or anxiety or any other mental disturbance. A lot of people didn't realize until something like this affected them. If you need help right now, you are listening to this and it's like, I really need help, I am suffering, please, there's a lot of resources out there, and on our website grabacuppa.co.uk/resources, everything is there. If you need help, you can contact me if you would like to chat. It is hire@grabacuppa.co.uk. I really hope that these things have been useful to you, and I really hope that everything is okay with you and your loved ones. So until next time, thank you so much for listening. Take care of yourselves and one another, and I'll see you next time. Take care.
Grab a Cuppa podcast with Cat Wright.